Seems congratulations. Your thoughts on what transpired this evening?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good performance, and we got some rewards at the back end of that first half and early in the second half. And it's probably off the back of a bit of work that we put into the Raiders. I think we had a fair bit of field position and possession, and as I said, it was good to get some rewards off the back of that.
Tanya Lukaseka, we were told ruptured Achilles. Yeah. How's he in it?
Yeah, that's the initial diagnosis. So I think he's booked in for an operation tomorrow, so which is really disappointing for Tanya and him personally and his family and us as a club, because he's been starting front row since I've been at the club, and someone that we value on and off the field. So he'll be missed, but he'll have the operation, and we'll make sure that we get around him and look after him.
Brown and Toff Sipley are options as well for you there, so you've got some stock in the front row.
Yeah, we're quite fortunate there. Brownie's available and trained really well during the week. Toff had a good game in second grade, and so we're fortunate there.
Seems Ricky just came in here as quite an entertaining press conference, but he said he doesn't. Correct me if I'm wrong here. He said, "I don't understand the rules," because he was referring, I think, to the obstruction and no try. Do you understand the rules? Do you?
Oh, look, I'm not going to comment. Look, again, I haven't listened to what's been said, so it's not for me to comment on. We were on the wrong end of the penalty count last week over in New Zealand. So, again, I'm not sure what's been said, but I'm not going to make any comment on that.
What about the performance? Talking to the guys out there, they said the key now is to bridge that gap between your good performances and the poor ones, I guess, last week to this week.
Well, I think that's probably unfair on New Zealand Warriors, because I thought they were outstanding last week. So I don't think it was. I thought we fought really hard. Like, the back end of the game, we were still sort of, it was 24-16, and we had Jake sent to the sin bin and Chaz go off and Turbo go off, and we were fighting really hard. So I don't think it was necessarily a poor performance. I thought New Zealand suffocated us, and I felt as though we probably did that to Canberra today. We put them in uncomfortable situations. The kicking game off Chaz and Brooksy, and our kick chase was really on today. And we put a lot of work into them. But it was really pleasing to play so well against a really good side. I've got a really high opinion of Canberra, and their form the last couple of weeks have been outstanding. So we were really pleased, yeah.
Is there a happier man on the planet than Ruben Garrick currently?
For 24 hours, little baby girl, and scored 4 tries and 6 goals or something like that. I think he wanted to take the 2 points at the end of the game. So I knew Chaz wouldn't let him. But what a 24 hours. So great experience for him and Rolly, first-time parents and little baby girl. So really pleased for both of those guys.
You have a guy like that in your team who, comes up every year with 200 or even 300 points.
Oh, really special. He works really hard at his craft, and I think he can be a really elite centre. That's sort of why I moved him there last year. A great goal kicker. Really good person off the field. Gets on well with the guys. So he's a really great asset for us as a club.
Garrick, can you tell us what the impact that losing Taniela will have on the footy club?
Obviously, we don't really know what that's going to mean, him not playing, but as Seib's touched on, he's been a starting front row for the last couple of years, so he's someone that we really value on and off the field. So, not a great night for him, and as Seib's mentioned, we're going to have to get around him. But what that looks like, obviously he's going to spend some time on the sideline, but it just creates an opportunity for someone to be that starter and really go after it. And we've got people on our side that have played a lot of first grade in that front row stock, as you guys have mentioned. So unfortunately for Nella, it's going to create an opportunity for someone else, and we'll get around Nella, and then someone, as I said, someone's going to get an opportunity. We'll get around them and make sure they feel valued as well.
Can you tell us what your week was like? You seem to be discussing your futures every week now. Did you find that a distraction at all? The fact that you got brought up and talked about 2-year contracts and all sorts of stuff? Because the one bloke I didn't hear from was you.
Pardon?
So the one bloke we didn't hear from was you during the whole.
We heard from you a lot this week, Reedy, about my situation, didn't we?
That's been going good.
I'm obviously a pretty sort of private person, and I like to make sure that my footy does the talking. So I'm at a great club with a great team, and I just wanted to do my job tonight. The stuff that's spoken about externally, I don't love it. I don't like that attention. I like it when the attention is on my footy. So I'll do my best to keep my head down and make sure that I'm doing my job for the team and making them proud. That's really important to me.
Are you still deciding whether you're going to Is that the issue?
I guess to some extent, yeah, there's a fair bit of decision to be made. But as I said, from December, January, me and the club have been talking the whole time. So there's no animosity there. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone just wants to know what I'm doing. So when the time's right, everyone will know. I guess that's as simple as it has to be.
Don't want to put us out of our misery now, or
I wish I could help you, Reedy.
do you really?
And is Matthew Lodge any chance of coming back in anytime soon? Or?
Yeah, well, Lodgy at the moment's on a New South Wales Cup contract, so as it stands at the moment, he's not available until round 11. Unfortunately, he broke one of his toes during the week at the training session that he attended. So, look, I think it's a couple of weeks to heal there, and then we'll get Lodgy fit and firing, and once round 11 comes, and then becomes available for us. So, yeah, that's a good inclusion. You know, having someone like Lodgy's played well over 100 odd games in the front row. So, yeah, he's part of the club, and yeah, a little setback during the week, but he'll get that right, and yeah, we'll get access to him at some stage during the season. Cheers,
Thanks, guys.